Folks, the girls under 16 Cox quadruple sculls, unfortunately it won't be on the screen as there of course was the mix up earlier and the barge boat has to get back for the 18 single. But the A final is underway and it's coming through the first 500 metre mark. We're going to get eyes on them for you as they come through the 1000. But we'll give you the lineup again. In lane number 1, Westlake Girls High School. Lane number 2, Villa Maria. Hauraki Plains College number 1. Nelson College for Girls number 1. St Peter's School, Wellington East Girls College and Onslow College in lane 7. And rounding out the field in lane number 8, St Peter's School number 2. So we'll look to those middle lanes for the action to come from. That would be Hauraki, Nelson, St Peter's. But I know that Wellington East Girls College have got a very strong under 16 quad here, and we're getting some stats on them for you. Just stand by. So Hauraki Plains were the North Island gold medalists, Wellington East Girls College were the silver medalists, and St Peter's number 1 were the bronze medalists. Then if we look at the South Island crews, Villa Maria were the gold medalists, Nelson College the silver medalists at the South Island Secondary School Champs, and Avenside's Girls School, who were the bronze medalists at the South Island Secondary School Champs, are not in the A final. So it looks like Nelson is the only crew to really have dropped off at the moment, but Hauraki Plains and St Peter's School going along nicely. They're approaching the 1,000 metre marks, folks. There's about 1,100 or 1,200 to run. We look out to lane number 7, and that's Onslow College going along nicely as well. So Onslow's in the mix at the moment. Possibly the only ones to drop off at this stage would be St Peter's School number 2 on the outside, and Westlake Girls on the inside further back as well. Villa Maria College number 1 seem to be struggling a little bit with the pace. We'll go through the leaders. Number 1 would be Hauraki Plains College in lane number 3. Then we'd go across to St Peter's School and Onslow College. They would be your top 3 at the moment. Nelson sitting back in about 5th place. Of course, Nelson is the silver medalist from the South Island Secondary School Champs. So this is the girls under 16 Cox quadruple sculls, the A final, event 27 on the program. And sponsored by Lex Clark. This was the event that was to go earlier. Westlake Girls, I believe, were the crew with the breakage in the boat, and at the moment Westlake Girls are number 1, sitting back off the pace. Nelson starting to get into their work now and seem to be possibly coming back a little bit. We're still looking at lane number 3, Hauraki Plains and Villa Maria starting to get into their work again. Onslow College in lane number 7, they've taken a flyer and they've stuck with it as they come through the 1,000. There's about 800 to run, and Onslow College is really starting to spoil the middle lanes here. St Peter's College is back with Nelson. St Peter's struggling a little bit now. Go outside St Peter's to Wellington East Girls College. They're struggling as well. It's coming from the outside a little bit. Onslow, Hauraki and Villa Maria, the South Island Secondary School champions, starting to get into their work now. But Hauraki, the Orange Blades of Hauraki in lane number 3, as they come in behind the screen here. Hauraki has the lead. Then we'd go to Onslow. Then into Wellington East Girls College, back a little bit to 4th place, which would be St Peter's, and back to Nelson. St Peter's and Nelson having a pretty good battle at the moment though. Onslow's the one who's doing the good work to try and get up on Hauraki, but I can see on the screen here that St Peter's is really starting to fire again. St Peter's starting to come back into the battle, so we're approaching the 500 metre buoy line. We'll get them as they come through. Villa's going well down the inside. The South Island champions in the sleeper lanes on the inside have taken a bit of a flyer through the last 500 metre mark. So they come through, 500 to go, and it's St Peter's who's starting to push their nose in the middle. St Peter's, the North Island bronze medalists, starting to get into their work, but it's still on the inside. It's Hauraki Plains and Villa Maria. Hauraki Plains have their bow on front. Villa starting to fire now, so 300 to go. 300 to go from the girls under 16 quad, and Nelson's the one that's in trouble. Nelson in the middle, a bit further back. Villa Maria starting to fire. The South Island champions in lane number 2 really starting to fire. Westlake's out. St Peter's number 2's out. Nelson coming in the middle now. Nelson's flying in the middle, so here come the South Islanders. South Islanders are flying the flag high. Here comes Hauraki again though. Hauraki by half a length. Hauraki's got half a length and they're starting to crack. Oh folks, this is going to be a good one. There's 6 boats in it. Westlake are out. Onslow look to be struggling now, and Wellington East Girls is out, but here comes St Peter's again. St. Peter's and Hauraki. Hauraki by 3/4 of a length. Villa in trouble now. Villa Maria in trouble for a medal. Nelson flying in the middle. St. Peter's coming, 100 to go. It's Hauraki Plains by 3/4 of a length. Then go out to Villa Maria. Then Nelson. Then St. Peter's. Who's going to get the bronze? Nelson struggling. Nelson in the middle, dropping back a little bit. Hauraki going again. It's all coming to the end. 50 to go. It's Hauraki by 3/4 of a length. They've got a length. Then it's Villa. Then it's St. Peter's. On the line. Get your camera ready, judges. Nelson have missed out. Nelson have missed out. It will be Hauraki. Second will be a photo finish between Villa Maria and St. Peter's, and Nelson fourth. Fifth will be Onslow. They took the flyer but couldn't hold it. Wellington East Girls will be sixth. Then we come back to a photo finish for seventh and eighth spot. But it looks like Hauraki Plains, then a photo. Can tell you there's a margin of nearly 0.1 between second and third. We will confirm the official result as it comes through, waiting on the umpire's call.
We will present the medals now for the first girls event of the day. This is the Girls Under 16 Coxed Quad. It is sponsored by Lex Clark, who isn't with us, but we have Don Swale all the way from Carapiro rowing to present the medals. Thank you, Don. The winners of the bronze medal for the Girls Under 16 Coxed Quad Sculls, St. Peter's. Brooke Hillmister, Caitlin Burns, Amy Butler. They are coached by Ali Dowse and Janie Wackrow. Their time 7:32.11. St. Peter's, of course, just outside Cambridge. For our bronze medal winners, St. Peter's. Now the winners of the silver medal for the under 16 Cox Quad Sculls, Villa Maria. Love the crowd support we do. In this cruise, Samantha Coulthard. And they are coached by Megan Lass and Kevin Mates. Their time 7:31.84. One for Cox and Emily. And one for Megan. So congratulations, silver medal winners, Villa Maria College. The girls under 16 Cox Quad Scull champions for 2016. I'm very happy to say Hauraki Plains College. In this crew, Gabrielle Leonard Hansby, Sophie Miskevsky, Zoe Johnston, Stella Clayton Green. They're coxed by Annabelle Prescott. The time for Hauraki Plains was 7:29.86. Hauraki Plains in Ngatea, up in the, on the Hauraki Plains, up the Waikato Way. They're coached by Stella's dad, Campbell Clayton Green, and Paul Bowman. They have had a wonderful season and they're going to take back to school. So a big applause